Okay, I'm gonna be honest here. The RMH is stupid. I don't know why, it's just something I don't like with it. Maybe it's the fact that it has 300k plus members, and handling so many members is difficult, or it's the strict rules and everything. But the development group is the only group I can exploit for content. Because people every 20 minutes posts their game links on the chat, and the games. This is some serious me quality building. This is like the quality of building I can do. I'd literally go around, open up the inventory, and just splat a massive free model super duper nature pack and just spread it around everywhere on a naturey platform. I did it about twice. The guy's name was Nightmares or something, and he said this game contained jump scares. If he was in the server, that is.
Wow, you get to go on an adventure. It's very bright, but that's to be expected on such a rainy day.
Now, normally when the sky is this bright, it's supposed to be a bit misty. Sure, the sun is supposed to be that bright, but it's supposed to, like, mist is supposed to go down, not the heaviest rain in all of Europe. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I did not know that was a teleporter, but at least I have a walking animation that is really edgy and slower than I'm actually walking. But hey, I can't animate.
Wow, where does this place take me? Oh wait, no, that's just a model.
I'm just gonna scavenge around in this game, then I'll show an example of one of my games that I made for my myth, which I made when I was like one of those 11-year-old myth wannabes. The RMH is not a good group for small myths. There are too many people for the group to handle. Ranking up is more difficult, judging by the fact that there are so many people, and basically, it's just there's too much people to handle in the RMH. That's why I felt it was a good idea to switch to the MRU. So, basically, after roaming around a bit, I noticed this is some kind of sanctuary for a certain somebody who is a friend of a certain somebody. Not the main myth, but the myth's friend or something. I don't know.
Well, this place was cool and everything. Why don't I demonstrate my place, which was like even better than this one?
When I was a small myth, I don't know how it happened, but I think I watched a video which was like how to make a myth or something, and basically the YouTuber was kind of succeeding us, and I was like, hey, this was easy. So I made a new account. I called it Queamoeon. It's a really stupid name, but I called it Queamoeon or something. Basically, or I'm not sure whether it was inspired by a small video or the fact that I ended up. Basically, this whole nightmare started when I accidentally got it too much into myth hunting, inspired by that flamingo dude that has a severe case of autism. I accidentally met up with a bunch of small myths. We decided to make a small myth family. I was like, yeah, just let me get my other account. And I started building games. Not developing. Developing requires programming and scripting, but building. I think I overscaled this game a bit too much, especially by these bushes. Now, as a small, innocent little myth, I began pleasing my curiosity by learning and looking around in this art of small mythery. These trees are free models. This sun is a bit too bright, but that's to be expected in a cold day. This is also a free model. I've used this model plenty of times. This is a mesh, which I put a bunch of decals on. That was kind of stupid. Time for the plot. I don't know, I forgot how the plot went, but something related to being kidnapped by some dude. Okay, my game froze for a very long time, but I think if I can look at the back, there is a slight secret. Okay, the guy's got something behind him. I don't know what it is. It has to be a mask. Yes, my small myth went as in. So you're driving along a basic alley. No, you were driving down the woods, and the car crashed and fell off a ledge or something. The car is screwed in a stupid way, and as can be told by those blocks up there, yes, the car went from that direction. That's supposed to be like some kind of wall, border, or bridge thing. Car went off, fell into the woods, and for some reason, some person was living in some cabin in a certain place which is frozen over with no life animals or berry bushes to keep the person healthy. I mean, there might have been a local Ica which you can buy from, but that's that, yes. That was a story explained in this part. Now, I built another place, just basically just a little... the heck is that? Just basically just a little staircase going up. It's not a staircase, but it's a thing going up, so it's a staircase. I lazily caved out this part. This would have been almost impossible to be able to go on in real life. This was inspired by one of my myth buddies, which I befriended in my tale as Queamoeon. Basically, this is a stereotypical tea party platter. I'd post the link in the development group chat, take people up here and have tea parties with them. Speak in capital letter and full stop and sip tea. But hey, at least this view is kind of nice. I swear to God, this script I used, well, it was a good script, but it makes me be able to see my hats. Which technically goes for a bit of immersion and realism, because you can technically see your hair if it's in that shape. I think this was the newest game I made. I added some kind of myth entity, which was in the form of white goo. Mayonnaise jokes. I swear to God. Here's how it worked. So basically it was some random dude here. It was like,
hey yo, I'ma check out this hole in the wall.
and then he disappeared. Because the sewer had sewer cum. And the sewer cum went seeping upwards towards this point, and which basically meant it molded into human form and went after him. The hole in the wall went into a big maze, which for some reason was very painful for me to make. Also tea. I can't see me drinking tea, but that was tea there. Now, as Queamoeon, I was a very edgy myth at the time, and basically, I did not like when people made fun of me of being edgy. This is why in episode 1, I wanted to be very respectful for the small myths. Okay, it's my time to shine. It's showtime, baby. Oh, what is your quest, good sir? You gotta keep your manners. I understand the fact about the white space, but what is a chair for? It is where I sit and waste away. I feel you. Oh, I feel bad. Until the next generation will take my place. Interesting. So I made this to try and spook everybody.
Wow, so scary, so artistic. Oh my god.
Don't worry, it's not bullying. Because I'm picking on myself.
Also, because there is a light here, I'm going to sip my tea. Yes, and immediately I do love myself some tea. Tea is the greatest invention to be existed. Tea is what us fancy British folks drink to find enjoyment in the country's culture.
This long path takes me to a portal. Now this portal is not a free model, I think. I believe this portal was a thing I made myself, which was pretty impressive for me because I'd always relied on free models, such as these candles. No way on God's donut-shaped earth would I have been able to make those candles look that good. Eventually I made my own candles as a model. This place contains one final room, which contains the graphic content, which is a thing I kind of like when it comes to myth games, because graphic content is funny, because it's a sign of the edgy. I'm too cool for school. My persona's main colors are black and red.
Oh my god, it's a gruesome content.
No, I'm not too sure, but I believe this guy was the guy that kidnapped my myth. And this was just an edgy word I found on the internet. I didn't know why to use it. Yep. This game got 74 visits. I don't know how. This was the laziest game I built. This was the laziest game I made. Or sure, I added a bit of vegetation around here, but very lazy. I had a desert background, just did the Roblox generate thing with the terrain, and done. Now, this game, as I can remember, contains 2 hotspots. One of them is a cave. The other is a house. And this game connects to the whole lore and backstory with the monsters. Chances are I won't be able to find the cave.
But it was somewhere near the tent. No, it was somewhere near the tent. In like a deep crevice thing.
I also wanted to make a really bright sun. Find an excuse to make a really bright sun. And technically, nobody ever thinks of desert games when it comes to Roblox, because the desert is usually a really depressing environment. Because the sun is hot. It makes you feel really uncomfortable, because as a person you're not used to really hot environments. You'd rather just be in a rainy European landscape. Like a plains of some kind. Or maybe the astral realm. Maybe the dimension of Urnam. This is a desert house. I did not build this. This was a free model. This is the trail of a monster. Goes all the way here, here, and here. And basically this guy was supposed to be white. But he looks like a massive noob. And this guy is supposed to be more of like the dead body here. But this part confuses me. What's the point of Robux when you can literally play for free?
Oh my god, I never thought of this! I never thought of it like that!
Now I really worried about the background landscape of the whole desert, because some people tend to go over the top when it comes to walking on certain points where you're not supposed to be walked on. I build a secret room and just immediately my friend walks in there without thinking in one of the very little super rare multiplayer things which I managed to get them into via dozens of bugging, and this sliding part was fun. The cave was somewhere opposite of the house, if I can remember. Oh, I don't know the cactus dealt damage. I didn't even pay attention to that.
This is very racist. Why do you mean you take damage when you hug up cactus? This is racist. This game deserves to be taken down. I'm such a weak little baby, I can't handle a single joke.
Now basically, I was a really bad myth. That was overall. I was a bad myth, and I eventually gave up being a bad myth. Because I gave up being a myth. And because I gave up being a myth, I went on and became something else. No, not a YouTuber, that's a different story. I explained it somewhere in episode 7, which I don't want people watching because it's really bad. And I really did not improvise and organize. Now, as a small myth, I gave up being a small myth because, well, I eventually figured out I really sucked. All I wanted was a YouTuber to play my game, and here's where the problem came with my channel. This desire for power gets to you. And you can become religious and forget about that, but the desire for money, the desire for greed, this desire for fame, it's inevitable. When I was a small myth, all I wanted was a YouTuber to investigate one of my games and get it big, because it was a lazy piece of garbage. It's the point of my content to investigate small myths, but if I investigate the same person too much, that's when the problem arrives. Now, out of all the games I'm gonna rate, out of all the games I have and made for this account, this has got to be on top. This has got to be number 1. I made one thing, I added on to it, and I made a lot. And it became just something, and it became really pretty. I have changed form into Smurf kind. I have changed form into not fat, dark, and suspect. This game, I made a model. I made my own custom model, Lantern. And I figured it'd be easy for me to hang it onto trees and change colors from a range of blue, pink, yellow, green, and white. Except the white ones are on the floor. It's on poles, it's on lines, it's on trees, and I put rocks here and there. This is a free model, but I put a face on it, so it's not a free model. This is also a free model, but I put Skittles on it, so it's not a free model. Grass doesn't count. Yes, this is a free model, but it's a free model. This I post. That was impressive. That was genuinely impressive of me. God, I had to say that like 15 times. This was at the time where I felt bacon hairs were treated harshly, so I popped one here on the boat. A thing I value about bacon hair players, they play for fun. They don't play for the win, they don't play for the satisfaction, they play for fun. Now those players are worth valuing. I made a similar video to this. It was at my pre-50 videos state, where I didn't use microphone, which technically, if you want to look good as a myth hunter person, you need to not use microphone, you gotta use text. it's a law for some reason. These guys have no point for the plot, I don't think so, but I don't know, I just added them because I wanted to play around with character physics. There was a free model here that played music, and I basically used that. This room is really far away from the previous place, and it plays Eddsworld on the TV. It's supposed to be moving, but yes.
This guy in the back says indubitably. This guy made ASDF movie. This was my favorite episode. God, what happened to them?
It was an inescapable fate. It eventually had to happen for such a successful animation group. Also, you're in there because you look like one of those rich scrubs. Nobody likes a rich scrub. Everybody likes a rich enough scrub. Like a 350 Robux person. 400 Robux is about $7 Australian. This was a stupid joke.
Why did the cow cross the road to get to the movies? My game is laggy.
I don't know what to put here, so I put pine trees down because I liked it as a tree. Now basically, I really liked this place because it was so beautifully organized, or it was so beautifully placed. Beautifully placed things is a thing I achieve when I've worked on a place long enough and actually liked working on that place. This was a decal which I popped in cola mesh, and it looked very neat. It was supposed to be a bit bigger than this though. Also as advice.
If some noob girl says League of Legends on your game, then that means they are saying League of Legender people.
This connected to my myth plot. Come line, come monster, teleport pad. Takes you to Land. What's in Land? More monsters. I said it, and I died. But this is my dream place. Monster. They're everywhere. It's camouflaged. You can't see them. Upon finishing the obby, it doesn't contain any plot. It just contains comedic scenes. I'm not gonna show them though, because I'm a bad person. Now this was a place where I finally decided to stop using that stupid first-person thing. I also specialized in a certain clothing style for the player. This was one of the final games I built. It's supposed to be a house over there, but I'm not going there because it'd be a waste of time. My throat is starting to dissolve because I've been talking too much, and there's just pointlessness up there, just a little therapy house, which basically I used for posting myth links in the group description. And as expected, somebody will join me because as Band Proxy likes lighting, he also likes screen time, which is a reason why I have friends. This little cave and hole. Screw it, I'm taking Band Proxy here. As a myth game, I did not like text speech. I wanted just bubble text. I didn't know that big video would get big enough for people to mention that, but yes.
I want to be the greatest robot slayer.
Oh no. Oh, one shaft is Band Proxy? Well. A proper myth to bust. Band Proxy have officially become a myth buster.
I am Mask of Tyranny. You've seen me playing, but this is one of my main.
It was my favorite video. Am I a Pokemon? No, I'm an idiot. Get to spawn. I want to show you a secret too. I don't care! Okay, I get that I'm in a form that you haven't seen before. Yes, whatever.
I am Blue Man. My race is blue. If you make fun of me, you are racist, and I will call you racist, and your entire myth will be taken down because of cancel culture.
I have never really shown somebody this place. The owner of this game is 11-year-old me. A third myth has been busted, lads and lasses, and that are their third thing. This is my shrine of anxiety. Pink text? Don't show your real age. Pink text means good. Yes, good friendship, good. Oh no, yes. Respect all the small myths. This is my backstory. I am not a myth hunter. I am a myther person as well. Dun dun dun! Yes, I was overreacting. I expected YouTubers to come, but they were mumbled up in the big myths. That's why I wanted to be a YouTuber. Yes, I don't like Flamingo fans. Flamingo fans are scary. This is why I started this stupid series. Yeah, God. Mega cringe. Ish! Will it be? See? I'm not the only one. This is why I started this whole thing. What does traction mean? I'm sorry, I don't know what traction mean. Also, I hope you're liking the Gucci I put you in. It's like Slav outfit, but it's cooler. The smaller myths go unrecognized, and the big trash ones are the one run by Kazdam? Go popular! Populat! Who the heck is Kazdam? Oh, whatever, I don't want to know who he is. Innocence and friendliness. It's to die for. Well, that's all! Yes, I don't care. You feel free to explore the rest of this place. I'm just gonna end this video.